Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing great and your week is going fabulously fabulous so far. Today's video is going to be a t-shirt transformation video, and I'm going to be transforming this beautiful burgundy t-shirt, which is a men's t-shirt in the size XXL, and I'm going to be transforming it into a tank dress. So you guys have been asking me where I get my t-shirts, and I usually get mine from Mr. Price, but you can probably thrift some very good t-shirts. Just make sure they have a bit of stretch to them so that they can easily cooperate with you and work with you, if you know what I mean. So this is what we're making today, and I'm so in love with how this turned out. I think the tank dress is such a basic piece, but it's absolutely the most versatile piece. You can dress this up, you can dress this down and still look fabulous, and once you throw a jacket on top of it, you're good to go. So in case you want to learn how to make your very own tank dress, let's get right into this tutorial. First things first, with your t-shirt laid flat, you're going to take a dress you love the fit of. I'm taking this gray dress that I made a few videos ago, and I'm just making sure everything is nice and flat. That way when I cut it up, it's going to fit me just right. And since we're making a tank dress, I'm going to fold the top half of my dress since I don't need it, and take a tank top and just lay that out at the top instead. If you have a tank dress, obviously you can use that, but I'm thinking you're not going to be making a tank dress if you have one, or maybe you want more, who knows. So if you have a tank dress, it's going to make your life easier. If not, just do what I'm doing and you'll be fine. Now with a piece of chalk, I'm just going to outline the shape of my dress. Make sure to leave a seam allowance. So I left maybe ½ inch of seam allowance, mostly because this is stretchy fabric and I really wanted this to hug my body. But if you want to have a bit of a more loose fitting dress, leave a bigger seam allowance and you're good to go. So I just marked out the shape of my dress all the way down. Once I was done with the tank top, I got rid of it because I didn't need it anymore. And after everything was nice and marked, I took away the dress because its job was finished at this point. Now I'm just pinning my fabric together. That way when I'm cutting it, it doesn't move about and I have to realign it. You can totally skip this bit, but it makes your cutting and sewing so much easier if you do this beforehand. So I really recommend you do this. So I just pinned all the way around, and once everything was nice and pinned, I just started cutting out the shape of my dress. I had to move her a bit down so that I could easily reach the top and you guys could still see what I was doing. After everything was nice and cut, it was time to cut out the neckline. I flipped this over again so that you guys could see exactly what I was cutting. And I just took my sweet time, cut off the neckline and that top bit of fabric. And once that was done, you have the shape of your dress. It's going to look fabulous at this point, but you need to sew it. So I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch on both sides. Don't stitch the top yet because you don't need to do that. You need to be able to insert your arms and your neck into your dress, so make sure you don't sew the top. So I just used a zigzag stitch because I'm working with stretchy fabric. If you're not, use a straight stitch and you'll be good to go. Once everything was nice and sewn, this is what we're working with on the sides. And now since that was done, I just took out the pins at the top. Since we're not going to be sewing this shut, I just took them out. And now it's time to hem your neckline and your armholes. So I totally recommend you do this because if it has a raw edge, it doesn't look quite as finished as you'd want it to, but it's totally optional, totally up to you. So to hem this, I'm just doing a rolled hem, and this is where you double fold your fabric, pin it in place and sew along the fold. So all I'm doing is I'm folding my fabric once, then folding it again, making sure it's laying flat and pinning all the way around. Pinning makes your work so much easier rather than freestyling it. I usually freestyle it, but today I decided to pin everything down and my job was 100 times easier. So make sure you pin down everything, and once you're done pinning, you're just going to sew along the edge. That way it stays down, and this will give your dress a beautiful finish, trust me. So I took my sweet time with this. I actually recommend you go really slow. Just put your sewing machine to the slowest setting. This is going to enable you to have more control over your sewing, and you're going to sew along the edge just like you need to. So take your sweet time. There's no rush. You're almost done. So just be patient with this step. And once you get to a place where there's a bit of a bump, as you can see, I'm encountering my seam. Just slowly help the fabric with your other hand and push it through slowly. So as you can see, having a slow stitch at this point is going to work to your advantage, because you can easily go over the lump without having to destroy your sewing machine or having to start over. So I definitely do recommend that. This is what your neckline is going to be looking like at this point. She looks nice and finished. We love her. And now you're going to repeat the same thing on both your armholes, just to give the dress a very nice and polished look. So just sew everything down. Take your time, no rush. You will have your dress in a matter of minutes. Once everything is nice and sewn, this is what your armholes should look like. As you can see, they look very finished, very polished, so elegant. I love it. And that's it. You're basically done with this dress. Super easy to make, but such a beautiful staple piece to have in my opinion. I actually made this in another color as well, like a pink color, and I love the two dresses so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you loved this DIY just as much as I do. Let me know if you're going to be trying this. I love hearing back from you guys, and in case you try this, make sure to tag me on my Instagram. It's linked in the description bar down below. I really love seeing your creations. It just warms my heart so much. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you in my next upload, which will be pretty soon. Until then, I hope you rock your tank dress until it's no longer rockable, if that makes sense. See you guys next time. Bye.